does it actually look like when someone's subconscious blocks are cleared? Not in theory, not in some sort of before and after snapshot way, but in real time, over weeks, as the old programming comes up, gets named, and gets released. That's what we're doing over the next several episodes. Instead of single sessions with different guests each time, you're going to watch a complete arc of transformation unfold. My guest is Caitlin. She's amazing. She's a multidimensional writer, founder of different businesses and nonprofits. And when we started working together, she was going through one of the darkest seasons of her life. She was going through bankruptcy. She was feeling beaten down, like she always had to do something she really didn't like just to make enough money to live on. 3 months later, she has a new business. She's doing work she loves with her best friend. They have their first client already, and they have another high-powered friend who's coming in to bring them more clients. And she's seeing everything falling into place for her to do what she really loves. She says she's living the entrepreneurial dream. She thought it would take her 10 to 20 years to get there. 3 months. We are not starting there, however. Nope. We're starting here with Caitlin raw and honest about where she was, what she wanted, and what she believed was getting in her way. There's no tapping in this episode. It's just the story in her own words, which ended up being the map for everything that came after. I'm Nancy Linneruth. This is EFT Breakthroughs, and let's get started. Welcome, Caitlin, and thank you for agreeing to do a full sweep of sessions with me. This would be like, this is how I work with clients one-on-one. And I'm thinking we're going to do about around 3 months here, from start to finish. Mm-hmm. And this very beginning is going to be all about you, what's going on, what you want to have happening instead, and what might be getting in the way. And all of your answers are going to help me figure out what those blocks could be. And we'll look at those the next time. Okay? Okay. So however much you want to go into detail, that will be helpful. Okay. So let's start with you just introducing yourself.
Yeah. So my name is Caitlin, and I have done a variety of businesses in the last 15 years, building and sales teams for coaches and consultants, started the Institute of Energetics, and trying to make energy work safe and credible and accessible to the world in a bigger way. I've written many books, Sell with Heart, Sex Every Day, a children's book, working on my latest one called The Ecstatic Way as kind of a psychological, spiritual framework for kind of clearing emotional suffering. And yeah, I'm really at a crossroads personally and professionally. And 2024 was sort of my burn everything to the ground year. This season is my clearing out the rubble year so that I can make way for planting and for harvesting in this next season. So it really felt like a gift for you to kind of invite me into this space. And yeah, your work is amazing, and I've been so blessed by it in the past. So really looking forward to what we can do together.
Thank you. Well, and we've done, I think like 2 love seats, very short tapping sessions. So we have worked together before, but this will be the first time we dive deep into the stuff that's going on for you and go over time to see what we can change for you. Yeah. So I always like to start with sort of a picture of what it is that you want to be accomplishing, where you want to go. So describe the life and the work that you are hoping to create over the next year or 2. That can be things like what you do for the week, what kind of lifestyle you have, what your days are like, how much downtime, vacation, things like that. But mostly I want to know what over the course of the next year or 2 is going to bring you fulfillment and joy.
Yeah, it's so interesting because I spent so much of my life built around like external goal setting. And then I kind of like swung back to, I don't care what I do. I just long as I feel good while I'm doing it. And like, I don't know that either is particularly well balanced, but I will say kind of As I feel into it, I think the thing that I'm really committed to is I want things to be in alignment. I want to feel um, I'm a human design, I'm a projector. So part of my design profile is I'm supposed to wait for invitations, and that is not easy for somebody who has her Mars in Aries. Like I'm a very like direct, go, 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 make things happen kind of person. Um, but I do like the idea of kind of relaxing into my feminine, allowing things to unfold magically from a place of yeah, just surrendered appreciation for all that is. Um, I think the problem is like I have so much that's up in the air right now. It's been really hard for me to visualize what that next step looks like. I've got a couple of got so many irons in the fire that it's kind of challenging. But I think one of the directions that I'm really excited to go is how do I start creating like immersive experiences for women in transition? Maybe that's just because I'm exactly where I would love for somebody to create this container for me. But kind of like a sabbatical. Like if you have been really successful and you're feeling itchy or restless and you know that there's something else, how could we create a container to help you explore what that looks like? Um, so that's kind of like just a twinkle in my eye at this point. But I love the idea of getting to stitch together like your whole somatic, like physical experience and your emotional and psychological and your spiritual connection and like just really getting to and it's kind of it's not like so you can become your next level. It's almost like so you can unbecome. And so yeah, that's kind of like one of the directions. Obviously, the Institute of Energetics is kind of a communal project that we're growing in a collective. And I think of it more as a movement. So creating a future where energy work is the first line of medicine as opposed to the last defense. Um, so yeah, there's so many beautiful things on the horizon. And right now, as I'm sure we'll get into, there's just so much yeah, it feels like stuff kind of getting in the way of that flow and yeah,
Okay.
alignment.
So you've created businesses before and built them up. You have one that's currently going, the Institute of Energetics.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this other one, the one that's the twinkle in your eye right now, you're at the beginning stages of
Mhm.
building that into a business that will support you in this lifestyle that you're seeing. Is
Yeah.
that, or maybe the combination of that?
Yeah,
Um,
I think it'll always be probably a combination. I think just
put-
call in like a really wealthy husband. I'm totally game for that also.
well, it sounds lovely. It's not my area of expertise, but maybe, yeah. I've found when I work with people and I get rid of blocks that in their business, their
Mhm.
personal life changes too. So you
Yeah.
never know. We'll see.
Yeah.
You'll have to
Um,
report back to us on that. All right.
yes, will do.
So,
Probably not in 3 months though.
well, you never know, but okay.
Yeah.
We'll just see.
We are open to miracles.
All right. So that's the vision.
Yeah.
Whether that's in a year or two or 10, that's where you want to be going.
Mhm.
How do you feel like you're blocked from that right now?
I think maybe the only thing I would add to that is I definitely see myself on stages. Like I do think
Oh,
that public speaking is going to be a large part of how I get my message out into the world and inspire people. Um, in terms of what I think is blocking that. So I have found when I want to do my art, um, it's not that I'm bad. Like I don't think ever been criticized for my art, which is such a weird thing. Most artists are like, somebody broke my heart when I was 10 and now I'm not art. Nope, nope. I've never had anybody criticize my art. It was always like self-imposed, like this will never pay the bills, this will never support you, and therefore it's not worth it. And I've been realizing this lately. I have a good friend who aesthetics is like his one of his primary things that he uses to make decisions, like why that car or why that clothes, because I love it because it's pretty, like and I always revert back to like the very practical, like because it's cheap, because it's utilitarian or efficient. And I've realized like somewhere in there I just stopped valuing like beauty, and it seems kind of strange, but like myself as part of that, like I it seems weird, but like this I have this suspicion that my lack of self-worth, of just my beingness, like I am enoughness, is running parallel to the beauty is not worth it kind of thread. I feel like there's definitely a correlation there.
Got it. Okay. So I'm already taking notes on possible blocks,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go back and watch this and come up with more.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that you see as like you mentioned the speaking part? Do you feel like you're blocked in any way from fully stepping onto that big stage or however big you want to
Mm.
go?
Yeah, I feel like I have to earn my opportunities. Um, like I, yeah, it feels like things are magical and miraculous for other people, not necessarily for me. I don't expect magic and miracles for myself the way other people seem to just manifest them. Um, like I have a girlfriend who just like manifested the perfect proposal and manifested a brand new investor for $2 million. And like she just seems like she walks through the world with this air of magic. And I'm so in awe of that. Um, and I'm like, yeah, but that's not how I do things. Like I have to earn them. I have to work hard. I have to um yeah, so there's definitely like this I need to work hard for my money, for my opportunities. And it's not even like I don't deserve that because again, like I have literally won contests in Toastmasters like up to the regional level with my speaking and like it's not an objective reality that I'm
Yeah.
not a good speaker. It's something inside of me like, so what is it in me that's like, I could never charge $15,000 for a 1 hour speech? Like that just boggles my mind. Um,
Mhm.
like, and again, like the same idea of like, I need to like I close $25,000 deals all the time, but I have to work for 8 weeks for that money. Like I can't imagine. Or again, for these experiences, my friend and business partner, he's like, oh yeah, I used to charge $100,000 for like an 8 day excursion for a couple, and I was like, say what now? Like it's like so outside of my normal that I
Mhm.
really I balk at that idea of charging that much for charging for what something that seems so fun. And I think that's the hard thing with like the art, with these experience designs, etc. Is like this is the thing that I would genuinely do for free. It is absolutely the thing that sounds like just playing with the universe. And why in the heck would anybody pay you for you to play? Like I don't understand that. I'm happy to charge $100,000 for me to work my ass off and do something that everybody abhors. Like, yeah, of course, that makes sense. That I would take this off your plate. Like, but the idea that I would be paid more than I've ever earned for something that I would do for free, like, mm, yeah, there's some emotion hiding behind
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I hear a lot of things around work and
Mhm.
worth and having to earn
Yeah.
that kind of money coming in.
Yeah.
Also about being able to step onto the stage. You've got no problem stepping onto the stage when it's Toastmasters, but when
Mhm.
it's getting paid for it because it's so much. I'm guessing it's fun for you to step on the stage, right? Okay.
So
So
fun. Like,
so
I love the butterflies. Like, other people are like freaked out by it. But I'm like, "Ooh, this is my favorite feeling. I know this is like my body prepping me for
Mhm.
magic. Um, so yeah, I have had, I mean, gotten standing ovations at Harvard. Like, I am really good at it. And it is so fun. And again, like, why would anybody pay you for fun? Yeah.
And of course, we can talk about it, and logically, they're going to pay you more when you're having fun. because you're going to bring that energy, but
I
the
can
way
like
we're
understand
raised,
it here.
yeah, yeah, in here, but down deep in the subconscious, it's like, no, 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 it's got to be
Yeah.
painful.
There were many times where I was building my coaching, like sales, uh, coaching business, and I knew like this is not the thing that I was put on the planet to do. It is the thing that allows me to pay the bills so that my husband can raise our kids, which ended up kind of backfiring. But that it was always mercenary. Like it was always, and I couldn't seem to escape it. Every single time I tried to start a different business that was more in alignment with my gifts and skills, that thing wouldn't make money, and God, universe, my subconscious would immediately pull back in a really high paying client on the BCS side that would just suck all my energy back into that business model.
Yeah.
And I would have no creative space for the new one. And so I kept reinforcing I can't make money here, but I can make money here. So stop bothering, just focus on what you can get paid for.
Yeah, and it makes sense if you've got those subconscious rules that I got to work hard for it. I can't do what I love. It can't be play. It can't be easy. Then you wherever your antenna's going, if you're going into law of attraction, whatever you're manifesting, you're going to create those situations that confirm the
Yeah.
rules. So when we change the rules, then you can change the external experience,
Yeah.
which is what we're going to do. Okay, all right. So anything more to tell me about maybe the past, what you think led up to what's going on here?
So I'll just full transparency, like um husband and I decided to separate January 2024. So we're coming up 2 full years separation. For lots of reasons, not the least of which has been financial. We haven't actually like pulled the trigger and gone through with the divorce. So I finally decided, like, fuck it. We just need to declare bankruptcy. So I think we have like $750,000 worth of debt, not including the mortgage. And we absolutely wanted to figure out how to repay that, but I realized like that's not thing. He works at a gas station, and I was trying to build a nonprofit. Um, and so I have recently taken on a job just closing deals because it's safe and easy money.
Mhm.
And so, like, as is led up to here, I think the biggest thing that I realized is that um, I've always been good at making money, but my whole family, and this actually just came up with my mother this past weekend. It's very, very recent, but she's like, "Oh yeah," there, and she's like, "We all have this story that Caitlin can't be trusted with money, that Caitlin doesn't know how to manage money." And what's interesting is like what I shared with her is like, well, one of the reasons we're in debt is that my ex went through like three of our lifetime savings trying to get his like trading businesses up and running. And so a vast majority of the debt that we have is not because I couldn't make it, but that I had my such money ick factor that I just sort of abdicated management authority to anyone else. Like M was willing to like take ownership. And so I was willing to let him have that. And but it turns out he's not any better at managing it than I was. In fact, might be significantly worse. And so there's like this recognition, like I can't be mad at him because I abdicated.
Mhm.
And also like, yeah, so there's like I want to get rid of, and I've done a lot of work on this of like hating money, feeling like money is dirty, feeling like this sense of like almost panic when we used to like sit down and look at our bank statements. Um, so I don't have that. I actually genuinely love money, had a whole mystical experience with money where she helped me understand like, nope, I'm just the exchange of value. And I've been here long before currency. Um, and really just fell in love with her. She's beautiful. Um, and so yeah, I've done a lot of work to like regulate my nervous system around just money as a topic.
Mhm.
But I don't think I have stepped into a new identity of like, no, not only do I make money, like I multiply it. Like I am fantastic at managing my money. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. And so some of these things that you're describing, the money is dirty, and those kinds of concepts, I'll probably put them in for our next time where we measure what blocks you have.
Yeah.
And some of them will be lower than they would have if you hadn't worked on them, but you already
Mhm.
worked on them. But I
Yeah.
bet there's going to be some that even though you worked on related things, those are still there. And
Sure.
that's really what we're going to want to be looking for. So that's
Love it.
great. All right. Anything else that you can figure out where the money blocks might have come from? It could be family stuff. It could be community, religion. It doesn't have to be money. It could be speaking. Women shouldn't be heard. Anything that comes to mind that, oh yeah, when I was 17, this happened.
I was raised very conservative Christian. So I do recognize there was that whole like poverty is holy, money is the root of all evil. Again, I think I've done kind of the first level conscious clearing of that. But I've had friends who are the opposite, Mormons, Jews, and some like very left side Christians, where like it's the opposite. Like wealth is holy. Like you're blessed by God because you have money. If you don't have money, clearly God is not blessing you and you are not in a state of favor. And like that's not good. So it's interesting to like see like, oh, there are religious people who have the opposite ideas about money where like, oh no, you absolutely expect God to show up and like lay out the golden road because that's the sign of his favor. Um and I don't like I'm like I can't quite bring myself to that. Like so this idea like I really get like kind of a shiver down my spine around the word like deserving, like you deserve
Mhm.
this. I whether it's Christian or not Christian, I'm like, "Mm, I deserve anything particularly. So maybe that's part of the worthiness blocks. But like, yeah, I kind of always assume like God helps those who help themselves is kind of, I think, that middle road where it's like, I
Mhm.
fully expect that like God's not going to sabotage my efforts to build wealth, but I don't expect his blessing to show up as financial like cash or gold or whatever. Um,
Okay.
so yeah,
So, and you were raised in that conservative Christian money is evil or camp. And
yes.
as you were older, as an adult, you heard this other view of it. And isn't
Yeah.
it interesting that what goes in when we're little just
Mhm.
doesn't listen when we get
Yeah.
older and we hear until you do something different like the tapping. So that gives me a lot of possible blocks right there to work with. So that's great too. All right. I'd like to ask you what do you think the downside will be to actually reaching these goals, having this life that you described, making the money, having the time with your kids, having the I don't know, time to do the art, eh,
Yeah.
play. What's the downside to that?
You know, it's so interesting because about a year ago, I was having a coaching session. Um, and I was again completely broke, couldn't make anything happen for myself. And she identified, she's like, oh, you have to give everything you're making over to your ex, don't you? And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, no, no wonder you don't want to make a single dollar right now. Like you want to force him to actually go get a job. And I was like, yeah. So as soon as he got a job and we set boundaries around expectations. Like I am not fully responsible for all the expenses. You and I are going to set like how much I contribute and how much you contribute. I closed a client that week. Like so there was definitely a block around like what are the implications of the implications is I'm going to be stuck taking care of my ex the way I have for the last 14 years. So now that I'm no longer under that burden. But yeah, just in the background, like just okay, I don't get to actually enjoy my wealth until I've hit my $5,000 like household contribution. So I would love to get beyond that amount, but there's still sort of that's all I really need. Like I actually live pretty simply I don't have to pay rent because I'm in the back half of the property that we own. Um, and my car is paid. That's a whole nother story. The car I'm driving is paid off. It is currently a loaner because I wrecked my car. I was like, oh no, it's been such a quarter. Um, but in any case, like literally, I've been like, oh, I could just sell plasma to pay for gas and groceries, and I would be fine on probably $400 a month. Like, I really don't need much. And that's been like this new mantra is like, I don't need much. And so I haven't been calling in much, but I want to figure out, I'm not answering your question, but like, I want to figure out why I'm accepting so little from the
Mhm.
universe, if that makes sense.
Again, this makes a lot of thoughts going in my mind. And a downside, given what you're saying, could be that you'd have to give up that I'm scrappy, I can make this happen, I can live on such a small amount. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be a loss in a way. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
I do think that again, I associate wealth with responsibility. So when I was most wealthy, I was responsible for the most people's payroll. So I was making a lot of money, but a very way more than I was making was going right back out the door to take care of my people. And I always take care of my people first. And so that idea of like, if I'm going to make gobs of money, the only way I'm going to be able to do it is if I have like gobs of expenses to go with it. And that feels heavy that I at least for a season am not excited about having other people dependent on me for their income, like just having to shoulder my own families and probably 20 other families for over a decade. Like I think having a season where I'm not responsible for other people's livelihood feels really, yeah, freeing.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's sort of the negative side.
Yeah.
How is there more to tell me about what you're hoping to change here, about what's been coming up that you're thinking, oh, I'm going to need to work on? This isn't your only chance. When we're in the midst of tapping, you can bring all that up. But if there's something else you want to tell me now, let's have it.
I know that we're not working on like relationship issues, but I've had like three periods in my life where like I have fallen deeply in love with my best friend, and then that person chooses another woman over me. And I recognize that this is a pattern. And each time I've been like, okay, like I love you, I support you, I'm in here for you. Um, but like I'm curious why,
Yeah.
why I'm attracted to emotionally unavailable men, and B, like why I'm, yeah, evidently why my subconscious thinks I'm not worth choosing. Um, and so because I do know that like receiving love and receiving wealth are very closely related, like
Mhm.
I don't know what's hiding under there, but I would assume there's probably a corollary
And of
between, yeah,
course, you know that you deserve that, right? As this is the younger part of us sort of making sense of why is this happening? Must be because and I heard possibly something like, well, I don't get to have what I want. And if
mm,
you've got that rule in there, it's going to
yeah,
be in business and it's also going to be in personal life. It's going to show up all over the place. So we will
yeah,
definitely check that one too. All
yeah.
right. So yes, this is one of those areas where I could very much see that coming up
Yeah,
in the business side and money side, and leading to changes in your personal life, which you'll have to tell us about as they happen. So,
yeah,
because
absolutely.
we
And that
want to
does
know.
feel like a really good thread that connects kind of
Hmm.
all
Yeah,
those pieces. So, yep.
yeah. All right. So, what's going to be different for you? What's your life going to be like? And how's it going to be better when your blocks are 25% gone, 25% gone?
Hmm. I think I would like to just feel lighter around the whole topic of money. Um, I will say, like, when the shit hit the fan and like we were broke and I was like selling plasma and we were on food stamps and like I could not figure out how to make money, but we survived was actually really, I think, healing, like very therapeutic. Like, oh, like this is your worst case scenario. And look, like you made it. You actually like, because I grew up upper middle class, like I had never been hungry in my life. I had never wanted for anything, but I always had that sense of not enoughness.
Mm.
Um, that pervades everything. And that was like the first time I was like, oh, like I had nothing and I made it. And yeah, that idea of like either a combination of divine providence, communal support, and personal scrappiness. Like I do feel like all three of those came through and we are turning this around. But but yeah, I think I would like to just have that go from I know I can survive. Now I've kind of like emotionally felt I can survive, but I'd really like to get it all the way down to like my root chakra. Like I would like my cells to know that they are going to be fine no matter how
Mhm.
much is in my account. And I guess like that's maybe the floor. I think whatever the ceiling is like I would love to feel worthy of like all of the abundance and blessings to do the things that do bring me joy because I do philosophically believe that the universe designs us for a reason that gave me the skills and the gifts that he's and the joys and the desires that he's given me for a reason. And like it's so funny when I think about having more money, the only thing it allows me to do is to like make more beauty in the world. So it's not like I'm going to go like burn down some rainforests and club some baby seals like as soon as I get like income. Like so it's just
Mhm.
like recognizing, oh, I know that more money means more good for me, for my family, for my community, for the world. But I would like to actually like feel
From
it
here into
somatically.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, that's 25%. Feel lighter and really know your worth. And when the blocks are 50% gone, what's going to be different in your life?
I feel like I have a really good relationship with money. I love managing it. We have conversations about where does she want to go, and I'm in touch with my intuition and like making really wise investment decisions, and not feeling like I have to spend it or I have to save it, but I get to stay in that flow state of always being in good relationship with money, and knowing she will flow into me and through me when I have the right dream, the right invitation for her, like make space for her in my world. And it's not because I'm trying to like hold on to her, um, but simply saying like, hey, here's this beautiful channel. Would you like to slide into this? Um, and yeah, I think I would love to have that kind of fluid relationship with money.
And when those blocks are 100% gone, what's life going to be like?
So I always imagine like the goddess of spring, like wherever she walks, like flowers emerge in her train. Like I think that's like my pinnacle of just being absolutely the beloved of the universe, where like everything I want coming to me as easily as the air comes into my lungs. To let flow happen in my bank accounts with the same ease that blood flows through my heart. Like just know that this is natural. And whether it's gift or blessing, if you think of the divine as external, or it's natural co-creation because the divine is internal, like I feel like both are true.
Okay.
And so having this like beautiful, like I think there will come a point where like I don't even need to worry about the number in any particular account because it's just like I know that whatever is in my heart to birth the resources to birth it appear out of nowhere. And yeah, it feels like magic. It feels like intuition, like clairvoyance and magic, I think is probably the easiest. Like, I would love it if my life, that's kind of like the key word that I've been thinking towards for 2026 is like, I would love for everything in my life to feel magical.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you didn't say this, and I noticed, but I think all what's going to support all of those things happening is a piece you didn't mention,
Mm.
but I think it'll be there, which is you will easily manage your money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it won't be the focus of everything, but it will just be something that you do because you do it easily.
Yeah.
If you had to pick one of the issues, one of the areas of life, which one would you pick?
Can you remind me what issues we're looking at? Like big picture?
Making money, keeping money, um, speaking and having it be easy, and everything you do feel like play and getting paid for it.
I think getting paid to play feels like
Paid to play.
the
Okay.
the one that sounds most, yeah,
Okay.
most fun. Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to boil it down to money.
Okay.
It's changing the money situation, changing the rules around money. Because when you change those rules, then you can play. You can make lots of it. You can hold on to it. You can keep it. But as long as you have some of those blocks in there saying you're not allowed to, it's not safe to hold on to it. You maybe some patriarchal stuff in there too. Then whenever one piece comes in, it's going to go out again because you can't hold. You're not. It's not safe in some way for your subconscious to have it. So I think the money blocks are the big areas for us to be focused on.
Yeah.
But they're all going to be related to other things too. So,
Oh, yeah.
and what I know about you, Caitlin, is you are actually a master manifester, and
Mhm.
you make things happen. You go big. You have business. You've been I and people I know swear by you, what you can
Mhm.
accomplish and what you do. And so I think with these blocks gone, you'll continue to make big things happen,
Yeah.
and you'll be able to make them happen the way you want them to, in the areas you want
Mhm.
them to. And you won't have to be afraid that they're going to slide back out again.
Mhm.
So that's where we're going.
I love
Okay.
that.
Because
Yes, and amen.
yes, yes. Well, and what I know is, and what I have discovered is that what's in your subconscious, it's filled with, and this is me. Okay, my subconscious has been filled with stuff that will not allow me to bring in what I do want
Mhm.
until I clear it away.
Yeah.
So first of all, I got to clear out the subconscious gunk.
Yeah.
And then I can bring in the positive affirmations, the vision boards, all the things that bring the good stuff to me.
Yeah.
But if I try to do that first with this stuff, and it's like it's going to bounce back out again. And so we're
Mhm.
going to clear away this stuff so that you can
Mhm.
bring in all the stuff that you've been able to bring in the past, even more now. But now it's
Mhm.
going to stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love
All
it.
right. So next time I will come prepared with a whole long list of possible blocks. We'll rate them. We'll see which ones are really at play, and then we'll
Mhm.
start tapping. Okay.
Sounds great. I love
Can't
it.
wait.
Me too.
Thanks, Caitlin. Hey, before you head out, can I ask a quick favor? If you enjoyed the show, would you hit subscribe and leave a review? It takes, I don't know, 30 seconds, and it makes a huge difference in helping the show reach the women who need it the most. Thank you for being here today. I'll see you next time.